Man, there's a lot happening in the coming weeks. The last thing we have in this month is Luigi's Mansion, then in November we get this new Star Wars game, and then on top of that we get Death Stranding, and we get Pokemon Sword and Shield. And last, but certainly not least, we're getting Terry Bogard in Smash. And I've become quite a fan of the character. I think it's really cool when you really get to know a character that's coming to Smash, so that way you can have some type of attachment to the character when they come out, and they won't just be another character to you. I'm glad I got to play Persona 5 before Joker came to Ultimate, because I don't think I would have cared for him as much. His design is certainly cool, but I wouldn't have cared for Joker as a character. And I was gonna have a series where I go through a lot of characters' games in Smash and make a video on why you should play them, kind of like a mini review, but relating to Smash of course. And I was gonna do one with the Joker, and I just want to bring this up right now in the beginning of the video. If you guys would like to see this series actually come to fruition, I'd be down to do it. Just let me know in the comments. Today we're going to be talking about Terry Bogard's moveset, because I feel like it's going to be fairly easy to come up with a moveset for this character because he doesn't have that many moves, and it's really obvious which ones are going to be placed to where. And let's see if my predictions are correct by the time he comes out. And I won't just be covering his specials, I'm going to be talking about his normals too. So, you know what they say.
Hey, cover!
There are many versions of Terry Bogard, but let's look at the two most recent versions, King of Fighters 13 and 14. Their movesets are almost identical in both versions of the game, and I actually own 13 myself, so this will probably be the one we're going to be looking at a lot more. So before we go any further and talk about their specials, I want to mention something. I think this character is going to have an EX meter, or not necessarily a meter, but a type of EX move similar to Ken and Ryu, where they can do their true Shoryukens and true Hadokens. Or in general, just a heavier version of the move, like a heavy punch type Shoryuken. And we may have seen a glimpse of this already from the little tiny bit of footage shown when we see him doing Power Wave. The reason why I think this is because I compared both Power Waves that he does in the little gameplay clip, and on frame 35 on both of them, they're not exactly aligned. The first Power Wave is actually faster than the second one by, like, I'd say a couple frames. And this actually makes a lot of sense because in King of Fighters and Fatal Fury, a light Power Wave goes further than a heavier Power Wave. They look slightly different and they move slightly different. I'm very confident that Power Wave is also his neutral B, but I also believe they're going to do something similar to Ryu and Ken, where you hold down the button that determines what type of Power Wave you get. So you'll probably get the light version just by slightly pressing it, and you'll probably get the heavy version by holding down the B button. That's gonna be about it for Power Wave. Next we're gonna move on to Burning Knuckle. Burning Knuckle's an interesting move because as far as I know, it's always been like an orangey fiery move, but instead in Smash it's blue for some reason. That really leaves me to wonder, is it really just a color change, or does it have to do with something like EXing the move like I mentioned earlier? And I can't do the same thing I did with Power Wave because he only does Burning Knuckle once, so I can't compare it with a different version and see if it's just a heavy or something like that. And it would be pretty obvious if the other one's a different color, then we would know the answer to this. Another thing about this clip is when Marth uses a shield breaker, it looks like it should hit Terry, but it doesn't. Now, we don't have any hitbox visualization on Marth's shield breaker, but we do on Lucina. And I'm unsure if Marth's tipper on his shield breaker is bigger and the hitbox is bigger than Lucina's or not, but it looks like it should have hit Terry. When he did Burning Knuckle, it looks like he almost did like a spot dodge, but I don't think that's 100% accurate, and it could just be it wasn't close enough. Or Terry's hitbox like shifted when he did Burning Knuckle. To me, this move screams side B. This definitely has to be his side B. There's no way that it's anything else because it wouldn't really make sense for it to be a neutral B, because neutral Bs are usually charge moves or projectile moves. Yay, now they get to be a little bit more creative with the rest of the specials. Next I want to talk about is recovery, and I hate to say it, I think it's probably going to suck. His recovery is most likely going to be Rising Tackle, and that move is like an upwards jump spiral kick, and it doesn't really look like something that would go super high in Smash Bros. If implemented. It looks like it would be a linear multi-hit recovery, but if you can kind of turn with it a little bit similar like Donkey Kong and Bowser, then I think it wouldn't be too bad. But hopefully they give him the ability to mash the up B to go higher. That would be really cool. And his down B could only be really one of two things: power charge or crack shoot. It's definitely not power charge. I have another implementation for power charge later on in the video. Crack shoot, with crack shoot he does kind of like a little flip kick, and it would make a lot of sense for him to have a flip kick because a lot of characters have that, such as Sheik and Zero Suit Samus. And Diddy Kong does have a flip kick, except that's a side B, but it's a common move in Smash at this point, and it'd make a lot of sense since two characters have a similar type of move both as their down B. This would also serve as Terry's other recovery option, because maybe he could do crack shoot into rising tackle, and that way he could recover on the stage better. Maybe a heavy version of the crack shoot probably sends him further like it actually does in the game. That's going to conclude the special moves for Terry Bogard. Now we're going to move on to his normals and aerials and etc. We're going to do kind of a lightning round type of thing, so I'm going to be going through this kind of quickly, so try to keep up. So I feel like his jab combo is going to be a gentleman jab, 3 hits just like in his normal fighting games. I think his down tilt will be like a kick, just like Ryu and Ken. His forward tilt will be back knuckle, and I feel his up tilt could either be rising upward or an upwards kick. It could be one of the two. A lot of his aerials will have a lot to do with throwing out kicks and punches similar to Ryu and Ken, because that's what he also does in his own games. And I believe that his dash attack will 100% be power charge, where he lunges his body forward. It's literally just made for a dash attack in Smash. And look, Terry's forward and backward roll are already set out, and he can just copy and paste this straight from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. When it comes down to the smash attacks, there's a lot of possibilities. Some of the tilts that I mentioned could also be smash attacks, such as back knuckle and rising uppers, so it's kind of really hard to just say this will be his smash attacks exactly, but I will say this: it could be almost any type of punch or kick. So yeah, this pretty much concludes his normals and aerials, because it isn't really that hard to be imaginative and think of what he'll be doing. But that's not all for this video. We're going to talk about a taunt that I want. I want a taunt where he throws his hat, and the hat can actually damage somebody. Kind of like the cardboard box with Snake and Luigi's down taunt and Greninja's up taunt. It's probably not going to happen, but I think it'd be really funny. Well, that concludes today's video breaking down Terry Bogard's potential moveset, or his most likely moveset. I can't really imagine him playing any other way because he plays like this in almost every game that he's in. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description below. I'm going to be revamping it soon, so come join and populate it. So I'll see you in the next one.